Hello, everybody. I'm here. All right. Let me get these names on the raffle sheet going. Okay. 24th. See, I got everybody in here. We got Ed. Yes. Eric. Nope. Hey guys, how you doing? Trying to get this raffle thing all organized. Eric. How's everybody doing today? Anything going on? Just getting some last minute raffle people in here. Meant to do this earlier, but I didn't get a chance. Hey guys, how you doing? See a bunch of them. Yeah, it's sunny and nowhere to go. I understand that. Is Kevin already in here? Oops. All right. I'm all caught up. Till you guys start signing up again. Yeah, Salted. I see about you can. So EDD, is that unemployment? Yeah, I went to go talk to my bank, and they told me that 90% of the people that applied for the aid didn't get it in the first two rounds, and they're not even taking applications right now until they can get more people money. There's Eric from Montebello. BB, hello. Burbank, Kevin. Kevin just reminded me that today's Larry's birthday. He would have been 70. He was my best friend. We fished together, God, maybe 40 years, something like that, right after I got out of high school. It's a long time. Let's see what else is going on here. So just in case some of you want to get into the raffle, let me put this up here for you. And since you guys are asking for more lures to be part of the raffle, I went to the office today and grabbed some for you guys. So besides the reel, I'm tossing in the 6-ounce bucktail, magic metal jig, a little magic metal jig because a lot of you guys are going surf fishing, and this guy too. Use them for calico bass or spotted bay bass, stuff like that. Or you can use them freshwater too. So I added that to go with the reel just to make it more interesting. Okay. Yeah, Jason, the magic metal light works really good, but you need fish like barracuda to be up on the surface. That's what that jig's designed for. You can catch calicos with it too. So we'll see. So Callie says that the state of Washington lifted fishing restrictions for May 5th. That's good. But no ocean fishing, Callie? Because you say except the coast. Does that mean no ocean fishing? Dan wants to know how can he enter. You just go to the website and use this link. It's $5 a ticket. We're doing like 1 or 2 of these a week. So here's the reel. But everybody was complaining they wanted some lures too, so I grabbed a bunch of lures. So for $5, you're going to get a bunch of stuff. You get like $40 worth of stuff, maybe $50 worth of stuff. So Voodoo Razor says today's his birthday too. Happy birthday. He's 35. God, when I was 35, that was a while ago. Yeah, Henry, right now is a good time to stock up because for you guys, you get the discount. So I'll put it up here for you guys again. So use this code and you can order bucktails, B52 bucktails, the regular ones, not the HDs. And you can order the magic metal jigs and get a discount for it, 20% off. Quicker, yeah, bucktail works in the surf. There's a guy, he'll be on here a little later probably, and he'll tell you, he's showing me pictures of halibut and spotted bay bass he catches on the 1/2 ounce and the 1 ounce bucktail in the surf. Sounds like he catches quite a few halibut on it. So he's trying to get me to try using it in the surf. I haven't really done it that much in the surf, but it says it works. Yeah, if you guys are still asking how do you get in this raffle, it's just that link. You just go to my website and you have till 8 o'clock, got 45 minutes. And then at 8 o'clock, we are going to pick the winners. And all the names are in here. Those are all the tickets. So I was just putting them on, my computer in a folder, but people didn't like that, so they want me to pull out an actual ticket. So we're going to do a ticket. Hey Kenny, how you doing? Are you guys doing like call-in orders? Can people come to the store at Fish and Fools and pick up tackle, or are you guys totally closed? You can let me know. Alex wants to know, what is the best setup for spotted bay bass? For spotted bay bass, you can use a really, I mean, this is probably a little bit too small, but a spinning reel works out fine, spotted bay bass. Or you can use a small conventional, like a 300 size. I mean, this might be a little big, but you could use this. Work fine. Most of the spotted bay bass fishing I do, I'll take one conventional reel like that, more like a bass reel, freshwater bass reel, and then a spinning rod too. So I use both of them. Someone's asking the raffle prizes. Is it one big prize or a couple? It's what I showed you. It's going to be a reel. It's all one prize, one winner, the reel, and then all these jigs. A magic metal, bucktails, this crankbait, all that. It's all going to be one prize for $5. All included. Okay, so what other comments are in here? Yeah, Jason, the magic metal light, which is this jig here, is designed to fish right on the surface. It's a surface jig. To fish down deep, that's what this is for, magic metal jig. And you can see the profile on this. It's a thin profile. See how thin that is? That's for going deeper. The magic metal lights have like a belly on one side, and that's what's designed for to swim slow on the surface. And that's how they work. Lord, I guess that means you're 76 years old. I'm surprised. I thought everybody on here was kids. No, congratulations, Lloyd. 76. That's cool. Ricardo says, pass by Davies and lunch ramp. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of yellowtail pictures. Jared, the skipper of the Gale Force, went out on his friend's boat, and they got limits for 4 of them at Catalina, and he posted pictures on Instagram. So he did really good. He got, 4 of them got 5 fish each, so that's 20 fish. And they weren't super tiny, but they're nice size yellows. So that's good. What is your favorite knot for a hook on 100-pound tests? I don't know. Maybe a perfection loop knot. Because a Palomar knot, you won't be able to tie it because you can't double up that line. Maybe we'll ask Kevin. Kevin, can you answer that question for him? Robert wants to know, what's your favorite knot for 100-pound test line? Perfection loop knot would work because I've tied it to 300-pound test line down in Mexico fishing for marlin. But we'll see. Okay, so Brian and Callie are saying that for Washington State, it's only freshwater fishing starting May 5th. don't quite understand why no ocean fishing, but okay. I guess Lloyd did his math wrong because he went from 76 years old to 36 years old. Alrighty. So Christian says he went fishing last Wednesday and he was out there in that really ugly red tide. There's still a red tide out there right now. And he saw a ton of ships out there. No, none of those boats are anchored on. So he wants to know if any of those tanker ships and all that are anchored off Long Beach are anchored on fishing spots, and they really aren't. They're inside. They're before you get to Iser's Reef, and they're pretty much inside there. So they're just out in mud. They're not in any rocks. Let's see what else is going on. Scott wants to know: is it safe to go fishing in Baja? Yeah, I think so. I go there every year. Last year I was down there. I was over there 3 times to Cabo and the East Cape. Um, but yeah, I have no problem down in Baja. I go down to Rosarito a lot. That's why I'm having that tournament in Rosarito the end of June, which hopefully will still take place. I was surprised to hear some friends of mine drove down to Tijuana and Rosarito Saturday, and I thought the border was closed. I mean, I thought that's what I've been reading, that the border is closed. But they said they had no problems, that they drove down. You know, there was nobody at the border. They got right in Mexico. And when they left, they only waited about 30 minutes and all the gates were open and they had no trouble. So that really surprised me. But yeah, they said there's no problem. I'm hoping to take my boat out um, this week, but the fog's been super, super bad. And I just don't enjoy having to stick my head in the radar and just drive by instruments. So I might wait for the weekend, see if this fog goes away. But right now, the fog looks really bad. I don't know if you guys have been seeing it on the news in the morning. But on the marine forecast, it says dense fog every day through Thursday. So that's not good. Scott, if you want to go fish the East Cape, to go down to Baja, join me. I'll be going the last week of June. And I'm sorry, the last week of July, the East Cape. Last week of July, July 30th till August 3rd. And airfare is really cheap right now. You can get a cheap ticket to go. So if you want to go, you can call the office and we can book you in our group. Normally we take like 40, 50 people down there. Right now we're about half of that. And I don't know if we're going to get many more people, if people are going to hold off and see what happens with the virus. But hopefully we'll, get our normal group of 40 or 50 to go with this. But I really like it. So Scott also wants to know, what do you need to legally surf fish in Baja? Okay, so like for part of the reason I'm doing my tournament in Rosarito is that in Mexico, you only need a license if you're on a boat. Okay, so if you're 10 years old and on a boat, you need a license. If you're, an adult fishing on the beach or where your feet are on the ground, you don't need a license. You can fish from the pier there at the Rosarito Beach Hotel. You can fish from the jetty, from the rocks. You don't need a license. But if you're in a float tube or if you're in a vessel, anything where your feet are not touching the bottom, you do need a license. Sorry about that. Jonathan, hope all is well. Do you think Do I think San Diego boats will start going out soon? I think some boats will probably start going out next month. I'm not sure if it'll be San Diego. Morro Bay is already talking about making plans to start opening it up. Some of the other landings are talking about it. I think the problem is going to be the length of trips. I don't know if you're going to just be half day and 3/4 day trips to start out because the whole overnight thing on a boat with social distancing, I don't know how you can do it. When all boats, you're stacked on bunks three up and you have to be 6 feet away. So, if you're on a boat that's all staterooms, you can put one person in a stateroom, but a lot of those staterooms are designed for 2, 3 people. So nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. So I don't know. Yeah, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen as far as the boats. That's what everybody's afraid of right now because they could treat sport boats like cruise ships, where a cruise ship has a bunch of people have the virus. They don't even let them come to port. They make them stay out to sea, and then they start evacuating people. And the big fear is you go on a boat for 3 days or 5 days, a couple of people come down with the virus, then the boat has to stay anchored in the harbor maybe for 2 weeks. 2 weeks you can't get off the boat, and everybody on the boat has to stay there. It's nobody knows what the deal is. So we're all just kind of waiting to see what the governor says, what the states say, and what Coast Guard says. So Eduardo wants to know, have I ever fished Morro Bay or Avila? Yeah, I've been to both. I've been to all three of those. Been to Avila. Point St. Louis was the same as Avila. Morro Bay. Used to fish Morro Bay a lot when I was younger. Drive up there for the day and drive back, which is, don't ever do that. That's way too hard. But yeah, no, I've done Morro Bay a bunch of times. I used to do San Simeon too, which was just north of Morro Bay. I used to have fishing boats run out of there, which they don't do anymore. So what's this other question? East LA, Los Angeles. Any idea where I can go inshore saltwater fishing? Yeah, I mean, do you have a boat? Long Beach is open. You can go fish out of Long Beach. You can fish. Well, you can't go on the beach of Long Beach because they have the beaches closed. But if you have a boat, you can go. If you had a float tube or anything, you could fish inside the bay for spotted bay bass and halibut. So, what was that question about? Deckhand rods? What was that? What exactly makes a deckhand style rod? No, Salter. What everybody kind of considers a deckhand rod is a rod that and this is a bad example, but a deckhand rod will have no cork, no reel seat, nothing. It's just straight glass or whatever the rod's made out of, and it'll probably have like cork tape on it, but they won't have a reel seat. Is the main thing. So there'll be no reel seat, and then you would just clamp your reel on there. And what's nice about that is, depending on your height and all that, you can move the reel to where it's comfortable where you want it. And that's why a lot of people like those rods. I have a bunch of them. I haven't used them in a while, but I have a bunch of them. And one company used to make them with my name on them for a while. But I still have, I don't know, maybe 15 of them. So. Christian, what do you think is a good time to head out to the spot? Well, the best time to go, Christian, is in the morning because in the afternoon the wind blows. But if you can't get out in the morning, then you want to fish the last couple of hours before sunset, But normally early morning and late in the evening are the two best times. But if you have your own boat, nighttime fishing for bass and at the breakwater and around the islands works out good. You can do that too. Lloyd having a hard time getting tickets. The problem you might be having, Lloyd, is you're not putting in your mailing address. So if you put in your mailing address, even though we're not mailing you anything, we have the same issue when people sign up for fishing trips. You have to press that little button, and it'll put your billing address over to the mailing part of that page, and it'll take care of it for you. So Kevin says a good knot to use is San Diego jam knot. Okay. Tyler wants to know, are there any bass, calico, sand bass, spotties in these Cape? Not really those kind of fish. There are cabria, which are like a calico bass, but they can get a lot bigger. There's grouper in the rocks. There's pargo. There's a lot meaner fish than a sand bass. And cabria. Yeah. So, yeah, there's bass down there, but there's a lot meaner fish you can find in the rocks. And right in the sand there in the East Cape, there's rooster fish, and that's a lot of fun. I mean, they'll get up to 100 pounds. One of my friend's wives caught one 112 pounds. My biggest one's like 90, 91. But I've caught a bunch over 80 and a lot of them over 50. Those are always fun to catch, rooster fish. Jose. Yeah, Jose, you can fish a bucktail. You want to fish a small bucktail like this, half ounce, maybe a 1 ounce at the most, and cast it out in the surf and just slowly bounce it off the bottom in the surf. And you'll catch halibut on it. There's a couple of guys in here that use them and catch halibut on them, surf fishing. And they're nice and easy to cast. It makes it easy. Always wondered why is farther north. So Flores is asking, why is it always that the farther north you get, the better the rock fishing is? And that's really simple. The farther north you get, the colder the water is. You get that colder water. That's why you can go up to the Bay Area up there and catch rockfish, lingcod even, right off the rocks. I mean, you can be like in the rocks on the surf there and catch lingcod and rockfish right there, which we could never do here in Southern California. But, they're not going to have yellowtail up there. So, the fish that like the warmer water, we have them down here. Calico bass, stuff like that. The colder fish, the salmon, and a lot of the rockfish you can catch in the shallow waters up north. So that's why, part of the reason I like going up to Emeryville every year, because in that colder water up there, we can go catch nice rockfish, nice lingcod in under 100 feet of water. So when I used to go fish out of San Simeon years ago, that's what we used to do lots of times. Fish small lures, and small lures like this even, and catch rockfish. So small swim baits work out really good. So what do you charge for private charters? Let me give you the link to that. So let me put here is again the Raffle information, and let me get you the link to my private charters. So we don't know what's going to happen with the private charters, if they're going to say, if, and there's the link, I just put it up there for you guys. I don't have any idea if the Coast Guard's going to say um, for private charters to take 4 people, they all have to live in the same household. I don't know if they're going to say that. I don't know if they're going to say I can only take 2 people out instead of 4 people. Nobody knows yet. Everybody's guessing, and everybody's waiting to see first what the governor does about opening it up, and then after that, we'll find out what Coast Guard and everybody else says. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Tom, nobody knows exactly what's going to open up the sport boats. That's what we were talking earlier. It's kind of scary, the thought that, boats like the Freelance that would normally go out with 80, 90 people, which I think is way too many people, might be forced to only go out with 10 people. So nobody really knows what is going to be done. When was the last time I fished Rosarito? I was down there. I was there between Christmas and New Year's. I didn't fish that time. But I've been to a bunch of them. I think the last time I fished down there was probably like November, or maybe October. Yeah, the boat ramps in Long Beach are both open right now. The one by the Queen Mary and Davies are both open in Long Beach. And I think the ones in Oxnard and Ventura are open now too. I don't think San Diego's open yet. Andrew, have I ever been on the Redondo special? Yeah, many times. Years ago. Hello, Timothy. Tyler wants to know, are there any fish you can catch locally in Southern Cal and in the East Cape? Occasionally there's yellowtail there. When the Dorado are here, you can catch Dorado there too. When the tuna are here, there's probably tuna here now. But down there, they don't have bluefin, they have yellowfin tuna. We have marlin fishing off Catalina. We don't have nearly as many marlin as they do down the East Cape. That's one of the beauties about the East Cape is it's one of the few places in the world where you can go fishing one day, just go one day of fishing and have a good chance of hooking a marlin. I've had days where I've caught 5 marlin down there. I think one day I caught 6. So between marlin and sailfish. So it's just a unique area. It's just you can catch the marlin, you can catch sailfish, Dorado, tuna, and off the beach there's amberjack, there's wahoo, there's roosterfish, pargo. It's an awesome fishery. Something everybody should go do. Like I said, if you guys want to join me, I'll be hosting a trip there the end of July. So I'll be going. Yeah, I saw the news. Lloyd's asking if I saw the news with the large crowds. There are so many people in Newport Beach. They said over 40,000 people in Newport Beach over the weekend that the city council is going to vote tomorrow about closing it down for the next 3 weekends. So I think that's going to happen. I think the city council's, doesn't want to be seen as the city with all these people out there mingling in on their beach. So I think they're going to go ahead and close it down tomorrow. But we will find out tomorrow in their city council meeting. Yeah. Okay. I thought San Diego was still closed. The boat ramps are closed, but I think now you can go out and float tubes and stuff. I don't know if that's true, but I heard something about like board things were open and stuff. Oh, some of you guys are getting raffle tickets. Cool. We have another 15 minutes, so where we do the raffle 20 minutes. But if you'd like to book a private charter with me, there's a link to our prices. And we'll probably be running 2 half-day trips a day, just depending on what happens as far as the opening. So we'll see if we're going to do 2 half-day trips a day or do 3/4 day trips, whatever. And then we're also available for running to Island. I love running to Catalina to go do trips. You need to make a t-shirt that says I see dead virus. Okay. Have I ever caught a rockfish from shore? No, I think the closest inshore I've caught rockfish has been along the breakwater. So Kevin says that San Bernardino Lakes opened last weekend. Is that Big Bear too, Kevin, or is it Crestline, or which lakes are you talking about? Or is it just the ones down here in the Inland Empire? Let's see. How long would the red tide normally last? It usually takes some wind to blow it out. So probably need some more Santa Ana days to make that plankton go away. So Juan Carlos, the people that bought tickets on Friday are still in the raffle. And this was what we had in the raffle that we showed you Friday. So people were asking for more items, not just a reel. So besides a reel, we added a 6-ounce B52 bucktail, 2 magic metals, one for like surf fishing, trout fishing, and one for yellowtail rock fishing. And we added a crankbait because guys are talking about wanting to go spotted bay bass fishing. So this would work for that. So we got all that there. April. You got April make an appearance. Come here. What? What? Here. I have to bribe her to get her to show up. She's camera shy. There goes April. So Matthew, in San Diego, you can go in a kayak, but you can't do any fishing in the kayak? Wow. Okay, so Big Bear's open. Prado Dam's open. I know Lake Lake is open. If you guys are here in Southern California, you can go to Lake Lake. That is definitely open. It's a $5 ticket for the raffle. This alone is over $5. This is like $30. So you don't have to get in the raffle. You don't want to get in the raffle. It's just something we're doing. BB says hi. April, BB said hi. She's She's enjoying her bone. So Tyler, what's your question? You'll be heading to Central Cal after the quarantine. Should you let your bait one spot? Oh, when shallow water rock fishing, you want to always move it around a little bit. If you're going to be fishing lingcod, you want to, have it come up about 5, 6 cranks, and then stop it, and then let it flutter down. I kind of do the same thing with the magic metal jigs. I'm going to hit the bottom all the way down. I'll lift the rod tip up a couple of times, and then I'll crank it up about 5 cranks really fast, stop it, and let it flutter down. And lingcod they're very aggressive, so they'll chase it on the way up, and they'll sit there and they'll eat it as it falls down to them. So I would use it for both. So Kevin just posted a bunch of the lakes that are open in San Bernardino. How come Lake Gregory isn't open? I used to love to go fishing when I was a kid. Let's see what other questions. Yeah, I'm ready to go fishing too. That's why I'm thinking about taking my boat out on Friday or Saturday. Just run by myself, just take it out. It'd be good to run the boat for a little bit and try to go catch something. So someone's asking about a raffle with a trip with me. We are going to do that with here on YouTube, and that you don't have to buy anything for the raffle for that one. That's just a contest we're doing on YouTube. You just have to subscribe to my channel here and leave a comment on any of the videos. And then if you can, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and Twitter too, if you want. And then we pick 2 winners every month. And the grand prize winner is going to get 2 spots to come fish with me on my boat on a private charter. So I don't know. Maybe we'll film it too. Who knows? But we are going to give away some fishing trips. Yeah, Tyler, I don't know about spotted bay bass that far north. I've never seen one that far north. Raffle off one of my saltwater rods. Part of the problem with rods is it's getting it to you guys. Like I wouldn't mind doing a rod sometime, but if somebody wins it out of state, I don't have anything way to ship it to anybody, so it'd be kind of a mess. So boat 392 is asking, where are the best places to catch halibut? Halibut, you never really know. You have to go out and just fish for them. They like sandy areas. We know that, like Huntington Flats. They like to be close to structure, like Iser's Reef or Horseshoe Kelp, the breakwater, all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to be on the structure, right on the rocks and stuff, but just on the edge of them is where you want to drift, and that's where you normally find the halibut. Yeah, Marcus, I have rods with my name on them, but that's part of the problem. Is just how do I get them to you guys? It gets really expensive shipping rods. So yeah, this is the only time we're going to do a spinning reel. We won't do a spinning reel anymore. I think next week we'll do a raffle prize, or today's Monday. Wednesday I'll pick out some lures or something. And if you guys want some bigger lures, I have some trolling lures too. We could do something like that. But I'm guessing most of you want something you can use on your own boat, or you can use, on a boat or something. All right. So Kenny says at Fish and Fools, it's by appointment only, and there's a phone number there. So you guys that live in that area, that end of the valley, you can help support these guys, help keep them business. And they're open from 9 to 12. And there's the number there. So Bo says he's had luck with the halibut over by the Queen Mary. I mean, any of that sandy area should be good. Around any of those oil rigs, those oil islands in Long Beach, we've caught them there. We've caught some nice ones right there. We caught some nice ones off Cherry Beach, over by the pier, over by the wrecks inside there. We've caught some. So Lee's asking, how do I mark my reels? Um, on these reels, the low profile reels, I don't mark them because all my 300 series reels have 50-pound spectra on them, and all my 400 series reels have 65-pound spectra. Doesn't matter what brand, that's all I put on there. The other one I do is on my bigger saltwater reels. I put a sticker on the side, and on the sticker I'll put, if it's got like 80-pound spectra, and I'll put a slash, and then I'll put whatever I have on top of it. So most of my reels are like this. It's just straight spectra to fluorocarbon. But on some of my bigger tuna reels, I go from spectra to mono, and then from mono to fluorocarbon, because you want a little bit of that shock absorber in there. Because this spectra doesn't stretch at all. So you might want a little bit of mono in there. But for like calicos, white sea bass, halibut, yellowtail, I don't put any monofilament. I go straight with spectra straight to the fluorocarbon. So BB says that she made her bonita up. Yeah, you have to be really careful not to overcook fish. And BB, what you got to remember all the time is, even when you turn off the flame on the fish, it's still cooking. Okay, so even though you turn it off, it's still cooking. So you want to turn it off a little bit earlier and let it sit a little bit, and it'll come out better. Now, for other tuna like bluefin and yellowfin, just sear it. I mean, I'll put it for less than a minute, maybe 30 seconds on all four edges, and leave the center raw. I have some bluefin tuna I just defrosted. I'm going to cook it up tomorrow like that. And the other day we filmed some cooking segments here because we have some new episodes that I need cooking segments for. And none of the restaurants are open, so I can't go in there and film. So we filmed here at my house. So it was just me and a cameraman. I did all the cooking and it came out pretty good. Did a ceviche dish, and I did some fish tacos from striped bass that we caught up in the Bay Area. So I'll edit that up and show you guys soon. But it came out really good. Almost looked like I knew what I was doing. Um, what is the best bait for halibut in SoCal? If you're gonna fish in Long Beach area, the best bait would probably be like a live sardine or anchovy to drift it. If you're gonna use an artificial, I catch a lot of halibut on the bucktails, and I use a whole squid or dead squid on there and bounce it. But most of the time when I hook them on a bucktail, it's because I'm fishing for white sea bass. If I'm at Catalina fishing for white sea bass, I'm using a 4 ounce or 2 ounce bucktail with the whole squid on it. And when I'm bouncing it around trying to get the white sea bass to bite it, quite often I hook big halibut because the halibut will hang out in that same water where the squid's spawning, where the white sea bass are. So sometimes you catch a couple of white sea bass and a halibut to go with it. So you never know. So it's one of the nice things you can get them. Yeah, Bo's talking about when you only have a couple reels, you pretty much know what line you got on them. I agree. Now, in the old days, I would take like 5, 6 rods to go on a boat, like a local trip to Catalina. Now I'll just take two or three. I'll take maybe one 300 size reel and two 400 size reels. So one with 50-pound spectra and the other two with 65-pound spectra. And, I can put any size fluorocarbon on top of that and I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, Anthony, I plan to go on my boat this week. I might have to wait for the weekend just because the fog's so ugly right now, and I don't want to have to mess around with the fog. And I mean, I can. I have radar. That's what I have radar for. But I'm not so much worried about me running into stuff. I'm more worried about the guys in the little boats that don't have radar and they have a GPS, so they run at 20, 30 knots, thinking that oh, well, I know where I'm going to have a GPS, but they don't have radar. So I've almost got hit a couple of times by those boats, so I don't want to get hit again. Well, I don't want to ever get hit. So that's why I use do it nice and easy. When is white sea bass season? Whenever they're biting. Normally April through July, August, we get them. Sometimes we get them in the fall, October, November. Joe's asking, am I doing any tuna fishing on Long Beach? I do if they're close. I mean, if they're between Catalina and San Clemente, I'll go chase the tuna, especially if I have a private charter and that's what they want to go do and they're paying to go offshore. I'll go do it. But just to go for me to go, I usually don't because I have enough filming trips for the TV show that I have plenty of trips to catch enough tuna. I mean, I got one freezer here full with tuna already. That's why I'm defrosting some to go through it. Fisherman's Life. Like, it's not my buddy from up north, is it? Let's see. Yeah, we have a couple of new cooking segments that are coming up for you guys. And like I said, I'll probably edit one for you guys to see what we just shot the other day. Hmm. Have you tried tuna burgers? I've made tuna burgers before. I've made salmon burgers too. They come out pretty good. Yeah, the white sea bass they drop in the pens are tiny, so we don't have to worry about how trying to catch those anytime soon. Have I ever been fishing and a submarine comes on my sonar? No, I don't think I've ever had a sonar mark from a submarine. But there are submarines out there. Joe, would a tuna trip with me be a 3/4 day trip? No, it'd be an offshore trip. I mean, we would probably leave at like 5 or 6 in the morning and get back at like 5 o'clock. It'd be like a 10 to 12 hour trip to go fish for them. Yeah, no, I didn't think it was him either. That's why I just asked because I fished with him one time down here in Long Beach. We took pictures together. He was really nice. He does a great job on his YouTube channel. I wish I had as many followers as he does. I'd be happy to get to 50,000 subscribers if you guys could please get your friends to subscribe. But I got a long ways to get there. I'm barely getting to 17,000. So help me get to 20,000 soon. That would be great. That'd be a great gift from you guys if you could share my videos with your friends and get your friends to subscribe because I really would like to get to 20,000 right away and then try to get up to 50,000. So that'd be cool. So Bo wants to know what's the biggest fish I've ever caught that isn't a tuna or shark. A blue marlin, over 600 pounds, 620, 625, something like that. Do I ever troll? Yeah, we troll sometimes. Sometimes we use different lures, like Rapala type lures. I mean, not this lure, but you know, that kind of shape, thin profile shapes. But yeah, ultra lures. So for marlin, we troll the regular, trolling lures, zookers and stuff. That works out really good. So if I was only going to take one rod with me to Catalina, the reel would be a 400 series low profile reel, and it could be whatever brand you like, but it won't be Shimano, but it could be any of the other brands. And then the rod would probably be either a CalStar or probably going to be the California rod by Turner's because that California rod is a great rod. It's a Phoenix blank, and the price is right and it works really good. So that's what I would take. And I have 65-pound test Spectre on the reel, and then I'd have everything from 15 to 50-pound fluorocarbon in my tackle box, so I could use it. So Joe wants to know if things don't break in San Diego soon, would you do a tuna trip? If the tuna are close enough, yeah, I'll do a tuna trip. But you can also go with me to the East Cape. I'll be hosting a trip to the East Cape July 30th, and that would be easy trip to catch some tuna on. So. All right, so some of you guys bought raffle tickets, so now I gotta fill these out so I can get these ready. Okay. So we're gonna do the raffle here in a couple minutes. Okay. So we got. Too bad I can't have April pick the winner. Okay, who else we got here? A bunch of you guys got raffle tickets at last minute. This is why it was easier for me to just put them in the folder on my desktop and just pick one there. But you guys didn't want that, so we'll do this. So every time you get one, if you buy more than one, you get a separate ticket. Oh, Las Vegas even bought one. Thank you, Vegas. Let's see who else is here. There's a few more. Okay. Let me see if you guys have any more questions while I'm doing this. Ever fish Jenkins? Nope, never did that. Joe. Okay. BB wants to know, can you recommend an inexpensive, non-conventional? Well, any bait caster is going to be a conventional reel. So are you talking like a spinning reel then, BB? Because, I mean, you can get a spinning reel. But if you want to try a bait caster type reel, something like this would be good. These are a few $100s. Yeah, one of these low profiles. So this is a 300 series. This would be for 50-pound Spectra, and this would be fine for calico bass, sand bass, halibut, stuff like that. If you think you're going to go for bigger yellows, small tuna too, then you want to get a 400 series. And make sure you get the power handle. Don't get the one with the two paddle handles. You want the power handle is what you want. And Akuma makes them, Daiwa makes them. Either one of those would be good. And sometimes they're on sale, so you can find, when they're on sale and stuff. You can also find them when I do my fishing tackle swap meets, which we probably won't have another one until this summer, because the one we were supposed to have this month in April got canceled or postponed because of what happened with the virus. So we'll probably hold one later in the year. But we will have one in November, and we're probably going to have one in August or so, once everything gets opened up and you can have larger crowds of people. So fishing SMB, I guess Santa Monica Bay. I hope you have radar in your boat because that fog was really bad. Yeah, those lure reels are pretty good too. I have some of those. I use them. Use them more for like bay fishing than I do for what do you call it? Like calicos and stuff. We have another Vegas person in the house. Lloyd bought some tickets. Okay. Thank you, Lloyd. Couple more here. Jose got a couple tickets. Thank you, Jose. Who's the last person here? Brian. Where is Sun City? I guess it's Southern California, 951. Okay. Yeah, the red tide is everywhere. Do you have or need a deckhand? Yeah, we'll probably need some deckhands for this summer. I have a good deckhand for weekdays. I mean, for weekends. But I'm going to interview one guy for weekdays. But I'm always looking for people for weekdays. Anthony. So, Christian, when you head to Catalina, do you head north? Okay, so first off, Christian, Catalina does not lay north and south. It lays east and west. San Clemente lays north and south. I know looking at it, it looks like it's when you're in Long Beach or San Pedro and you look over, it looks like it's north and south, but it's not. So it just depends where the fish are. Lots of times we head to the west, which you probably think is the north. But sometimes we're fishing on the east side or the back of the island. So you never really know. Just, kind of do your research, talk to your friends, find out where they're catching them, where they've seen them. And I have my spots that I like to fish. And sometimes I'll move around and do that. Okay, so I just got a message that for those of you that shopped at Johnny's Sports Shop, and I don't know if you guys saw the video I did a couple of months ago with Bobby and his mom in the video. And Bobby was explaining how his mom and his dad started that store, God, 50 years ago, something like, I don't know, long time ago. And it was it's called Johnny Sports Shop because it was a sports store. I mean, they sold everything, tennis rackets, everything. And now it's just a fishing tackle store. Well, the other day, his mother passed away. And it was really sad to hear about it. Hadn't said anything publicly about it because I didn't have Bobby's cell number. But I was just told today that it's okay to let everybody know. And you might want to go on their Facebook page and tell Bobby that, how sad you are to hear about his mother passing away. And she was a great woman. She was in that store every day. I'd see her there all the time. So, and she was proud of her fish she caught. And when the little video we did with her the last time I saw her, she was still bragging about a trout she caught up in the Sierras. So, yeah, the store opened back in 1954. 1954, so over 60 years. That's a long time. So yeah, so you guys if you think about Bobby, send him a message on his Facebook page. That would be great. I'm sure he would appreciate it. When do you get? Oh, where do you get that tube cutter for the AA baits from AA? They offer them on their website, and I think we have them in our kits when you order our like ultimate lingcod kits. I think they come with one in there. So I just got a text that she was 94 years old when she passed away. So she didn't get cheated, but still sad she's gone. How do I transfer fish? If I have my Arctic ice blocks with me, I use that a lot. That way the fish don't get wet. But if you have to use ice, you use ice. But you got to keep them cool, and you got to remember how many fish you catch. So if you go up to the Sierras for a week, you're not allowed to bring home a week of limits. You're allowed, I think it's 3 days or 2 days limit in possession. You have to check it because if they check you, and Fish and Game will have roadblocks checking cars coming back, like they have immigration checks in San Diego. They will check you, and if they see they catch you with over limits, it's a big ticket. And if you have a ton of over limits, they can take your vehicle away if they want and all your fishing gear. And they can take away your license if they want. So what are my go-to recipes for ingredients for fish tacos? All the basic stuff, cabbage, fresh tomatoes, fresh cilantro, fresh onions. You have to have that white cream sauce, Mexican cream sauce. Um, I make a habanero chili too. I like to put on it. It's really simple. It's just a big can of the tomatoes, or you get fresh tomatoes, three habaneros. You throw the three habaneros on a grill and just, cook them a little bit. And then on top of that, you throw all that in a food processor, a little bit of salt, and you're done. Comes out really good. And I learned that from one of my cousins down in Mexico, and it came out really, really good. So I make that chili all the time. One thing I'll tell you guys, when you're seasoning your fish and you're using salt, a lot of you all make the mistake of using like the little salt containers that they sell that you put on your tables, table salt. And that's not what you want to use. What you really want to use when you're cooking your fish is um, that ocean salt, the thicker stuff. And it's not going to come in like a little mixer shaker. It's going to be in a bag, and I keep it in a little plastic container. I don't know, kind of big. Have a lot of it in there. Just grab a pinch of it and drizzle it around the fish. And that bigger, heavier salt makes all the difference because that little table salt will just burn right out. But you use the larger sea salt, and it works out really good. That sea salt works out really good when you're cooking. Now we're going to do the drawing right now. We'll do the drawing right now. I'm sorry, guys. It's after 8 o'clock. There's just so many comments on here, so we'll do it right now. All right, so here's the hat. Here are all the tickets. And in case you guys didn't hear why we're using this hat, so this hat says Al Rayan. It's a TV network that I did the series for in Qatar, in the Middle East. And the reason I selected their hat is because last week, the people of Qatar, the government, the Emir, wrote a check for $5 million to the city of Los Angeles Mayor Fund for the mayor to hand out to residents. And it's $5 million. So as a thank you, I put it there. Yeah, Brian, I don't use a grinder. I just use the sea salt and I just sprinkle it on top. I don't use a grinder for it. I don't grind it up. All right, so here's the hat. I'm not going to look. And here is the winner. Donald S. So who is Donald S? Donald S is, he just bought his ticket today. Donald Short from Huntington Beach. You're the winner. Here's all the guys that didn't win. Oh, he bought 4 tickets, so this is one of your 4 tickets. So, Donald Short. Let me make sure I get the last name on here. Donald, you're going to get all these prizes. So I'm going to just make the next pack just all lures because you guys definitely do not like the real thing. So I'm just going to send your order to my self email. So I have it there. So congratulations, Donald Short. You are going to get You're going to get the bucktail, magic metal jig, the little magic metal jig, the crankbait, and the reel. Oh, and it comes with an extra spool of line. So all this is going to go in your box here. And when I go back in the office on Thursday, it will be sent to you. So congratulations. Was he even here? Or I guess he's not here today. When did he buy his ticket? Thought it was today. No, he got it Friday. Okay. So he's not here today. He got it Friday. Congratulations. Okay. So I had a question about magic metal jigs. Wanting to know which one is so on the lights. Which one looks like the anchovy? So that would be ANC, is it? It says right on there the anchovy choice. So if you go to the website, it says the anchovy on it. You don't have to guess the number or the letters or anything. But I think if you're looking on for the letters, it's A and C. But when you look at magic metal lights, the 5s or the 7s, the word anchovy is what comes up. Okay. So some of you were still asking about private charters. So here is the link for that. And then I got a couple emails today from people asking if we replace the stuff that got stolen from our youth foundation. And the answer is no, we haven't done any of that yet because our fundraiser got canceled. So there's a link for any of you that might be interested in donating to my youth foundation. You can press there and make whatever donation you can make. It would help us a lot. Okay, what are their last questions? It's coming up on 2 hours. Yeah, we'll do some more lures. The t-shirts, because I don't know what sizes, and some of the shirts that we have to order them individually. Hey, Matthew. There was a question for you earlier, Matthew, but now I can't remember what it was. Somebody was asking about fishing up there with you guys. If you guys have never been fishing at a sea landing, you guys should try it. You got 2 great boats up there. Crews are awesome. And once this is opened up, you should go up there. I'll be fishing up there on the Coral Sea this summer. Hopefully Matthew will be on the boat too. Have I ever donated my catch to an aquarium or the zoo? No. I don't even know if they would take it because they have to, what do you call, they would have specific stuff that they wouldn't want. And so, yeah, I don't know how you would even donate fish to them. Hey, Tony says he leaves the house at 3 a.m. to fish up there. Yeah, no, I like fishing up there. I mean, it's nice to see how close you are to the Channel Islands from up there. So it's pretty cool. So Kevin's asking if anyone's tried using ghost shrimp on a party boat. I know I see lots of people use regular shrimp all the time for sheephead, but I don't know about ghost shrimp. But ghost shrimp is what we use in San Diego Bay to catch bonefish. It works out really good. Yeah, Jackie, I'd like to get back to Loretto. I haven't been there in a while. I think I was there last year or the year before. Probably the year before. Yeah. I've been invited by a couple of resorts to go fish out of there. Maybe after all this is done, get over there. But you guys are welcome to go on my website, sign up for my trips, join me on the Coral Sea at a Sea Landing, or join me up at Emeryville in September. We'll definitely be on those trips. So it'll be cool. And if you guys are interested in booking a private charter with me, it's like a $200 deposit to lock in the date. If you want to pick a date for June or July, August, we can lock up some dates now. So just give me a call at the office or email me. I think you guys all have my email address, but it's on the website too. But here it is. There's my email address. And don't forget to use this code if you'd like to buy some Magic Metals or B52 bucktails, and you get the 20% off. All right. So as Matthew's asking, what rod size would you choose for a 3,000 size reel or a 300 size reel? A 300 size low profile reel like this, you're going to put 50-pound Spectra on it. So you're going to want a rod to fish like 25-pound tests, something like that, 20-pound tests. So just remember when you go pick out your rod, make sure you get a rod that the number, if you want a 20-pound rod, you make sure you get a rod that says like 10 to 30. So maybe you could fish it for 10 pound, but that'd be too light and too heavy actually for 10 pound. And it'd be perfect for 20. And then for 30 would be probably too light of a rod. So you have to make sure that you get a rod specific for what you want to do. So some of you asked me about my Patreon account. There you go. And I think I've got more inquiries about it lately. I really think I'm going to do some sort of what do you call it? Patreon type of service on my website, so I don't have to pay Patreon the expensive 20% or whatever they charge. So I'm probably going to do my own Patreon on my website where you can do like a monthly payment, and we'll see if we can get some nice surprises on there, stuff on there. I'm also going to do a level, which I haven't decided how much it'll be. If it's going to be like $30 or $40 a month, where I can give you guys locations. So I do a private charter on Saturday. I come back, show you a couple of pictures of the fish we caught, and then give you the GPS numbers where we caught the fish. So that's what I was thinking, like something that was like maybe the price of like 10 gallons of gas, once a month, like 10 gallons of gas, or maybe not quite that much, but something like that. So those of you that have your own boats would have a better idea where to go fish. So I get those questions all the time. Where should I take my boat? Where should I go? So I'm thinking something like that. So I'll let you guys know if we do it. Like I said, my office is closed right now, so probably nothing's going to happen for a little while. But once we start doing the charters and all that, I've had so many requests for that kind of a service, and I don't want to do it through Patreon and give them all the money. So I think we'll do something like that. Where do I like to fish? Well, wherever I can get out. But Callian Island I like, Channel Islands I like, Furlong Islands I like, Alaska. I had a great time fishing in the Middle East and Qatar. Canada is fun. Central America is a lot of fun. Big tarpon, good tuna fishing. East Cape, probably a little bit of everything. Roosterfish, pargo, amberjack, wahoo tuna, and all the billfish you want. Sailfish, marlin. So it's been fun. Yeah, sometimes when I think back of the fish and the places I've been, it kind of surprises me as many places I've fished over the years. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this is my 33rd year on TV. So it's been a nice long run. Hopefully we can keep it up. And then those of you that want lobster fishing and you got a lobster card, make sure you go online and send in your card and give them the information, because I think it's due any day now, and if you don't get it in time, they're gonna charge you next year when you go buy your license like $20-$30 or something. So make sure you do that. Get your lobster card in. So what are some questions here before I go? Info there, I suppose. Jackie, we have a warehouse, but we don't really sell out of there. We'd rather have you go to the stores and support the stores. If there's something you want, like magic metal jigs that the stores don't carry, then maybe we could work out something. But we don't. We don't sell like the bucktails and all that to people. We want everybody to go to the stores. Okay. Yeah, Google Earth, Fish Killer, Google Earth doesn't really show you the structure on the rocks and where the spots are. Like you can see some stuff on Google Earth, but it's not the same as knowing the GPS numbers where the fish are, where they've been. Yeah, Fat Cat. I don't know what the rules are going to be. I'm guessing it's going to be something like, I'm guessing it's going to be something like, 10 people on the boats for the first month or two. Nobody really knows. So that is the big question everybody has. Nobody knows if they're gonna what they're gonna do, if they're gonna allow you to put 30 people on a boat. I think the days of what happened with like the freelance using Groupon, having 90 people on a boat, 80, 90 people going on Groupon, I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think that's, until they have a virus, I mean, a vaccine for the virus, I don't think you're going to see 80, 90 people on a boat anytime soon. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think my boat will be okay because I think I'm hoping or I'm guessing they're going to say if I have a family of four, it's fine, or four people live together, it's fine. But I wouldn't be surprised if they say only only two people per like on a boat like mine. So we'll see what happens. Kevin, that fish wasn't a wahoo in that Middle East picture. That was a barracuda. So those are pargo and barracuda. They had a lot of barracuda there. They had another fish there, which I forgot how you pronounce the name. They kind of look like king mackerel, but the back, like where the tail goes up, and then that little back part that goes up to the fins, it had like razor blades. So when it swam fast, they stayed in, but when it slowed down, these blades would pop up, and it was a pretty creepy fish. So, but they were really aggressive. They're so much fun to catch on the jigs. So Matthew wants to know what's my favorite surface jig. You probably never fished one. It's a Magic Metal Light. It's what I use all the time for barracuda, calico bass. And they work right on the surface. They work like a Tatty 45. Probably my second favorite jig would be a Tatty 45. But Magic Metal Lights work really good. You should try one. What do I think of all the Dan Hernandez wannabes on YouTube? I don't know. I'm old, so everybody's looking for somebody younger. But, I enjoy fishing. I still go fishing. That's part of the reason I've never retired is so I would retire and then have to pay to go fishing. Or I kind of like doing this where I get to go fishing and I get paid to teach people about fishing. I really enjoy it. So as long as I can do it, I will probably keep on fishing. And it's funny because I had this discussion with a bunch of skippers, I don't know, November or something, December, over on the landings, 22nd Street. And we were just kind of joking how nobody retires. Everybody just keeps doing it until they die on a boat or something. But a lot of guys just don't retire. They're always on the boats. They got on them young, they loved it, and they just stay there. And it's my happy place. So I enjoy being on the water. So if you guys could support me, I would greatly appreciate it. So many different ways. Patreon, my app. I still have my app. A bunch of you guys signed up for my app, and I appreciate it. So you can get my app. It's only $1.99 a month. So hopefully not all of you lost your jobs like me. And hopefully some of you can afford $1.99. Download my app. And I just put up a lot more episodes on there. And by the time, probably by next week or so, I will have every HD and 4K episode up on my Vimeo app. I just loaded, I think, like 10 4K ones so you guys could try them out. But we have, I don't know, 60, 70 episodes there now on HD. So you guys should enjoy them. Why are there no open party boats on lakes? Lake fishing is totally different. A lot of lake fishing, like trout fishing, a lot of it's trolling. And, you couldn't put 40 people on there and all troll for trout. And if you're largemouth bass fishing, there's one spot on the bow, the guy using the trolling motor. So Yeah, you really maybe you could do catfish on a party boat, but that's about it. So I don't know. All right, guys. Well, thank you very, very much. I'll be back here Wednesday. And again, if you could support me by downloading my app on Vimeo, buying stuff off my website, signing up for our trips, that'd be good. Yeah, Fat Cat, we do open party trips, and where you can sign up individually. But we'll probably do that like one day a week um, until we know what's going to happen. Once everything gets opened up. So we'll probably do that. And we still have the mystery tackle bags too, if you guys are interested in that. But so we have those too. But yeah, we will have some open party trips where you can sign up. I just don't know exactly when they're going to start. I don't see anything opening up till the 15th or 16th of May, which is only a couple weeks away. So there's the app, the link there for the mystery tackle bags. So what is the app called? It's this one here that says Vimeo on there. It's I'll put the. You can't go like to the Apple Store and get the app. You have to use this link. It's made by Vimeo, and you can use this app on your Roku, any device, iPad, whatever, your phone, computer, and we got tons of videos there. It's got to be like 70, 80 videos there now, and we're going to load some more on there. And we're trying to put some on there too that so they'll be there before the program airs on TV. So that'd be pretty cool too. All right, guys, it's getting late. I'm going to go grab something for dinner. So it was nice talking to you. Stay safe and, stay safe. Let's all get through this and let's all go fishing together when it's over. And hopefully we can recover from this and still be able to do all this. So stay safe, guys. I will talk to you later. Matthew, say hi to your parents for me. Kevin, thank you. Thanks for reminding me that today was Larry's birthday. And you guys take care. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody. Good night.